In the early 1700s, a wave of terror swept through a small village in Serbia, all because of one man. People were convinced he had returned from the grave, not as a human, but as something far more sinister, a vampire. His name was Arnold Paole. Arnold was a former soldier, and according to the local tailies, he had a dark secret. He claimed that while serving abroad, he was attacked by a vampire. To break the curse, he followed an old folk remedy. He ate soil from the vampire's grave and smeared himself with its blood. He believed he was safe. A few years later, Arnold died in a mundane accident. He fell from a hay wagon. That should have been the end of his story, but it was just the beginning. Shortly after his burial, a mysterious illness began to plague the village. One by one, people fell sick and died within days. And before they passed, they all whispered the same horrifying claim. Arnold Paole was visiting them in the dead of night. Panic took hold. The terrified villagers decided to take matters into their own hands. They dug up his grave, and what they found inside confirmed their worst fears. According to the reports, Arnold's body showed no signs of decay. His skin looked fresh, his hair and nails seemed to have grown, and most chillingly, there was fresh blood around his mouth. For the villagers, this was undeniable proof of vampirism. They took a stake and drove it through his heart. His body was then burned, as they believed it was the only way to stop the plague of deaths. What makes this story so fascinating isn't just the folklore. It's the fact that it was officially documented. Austrian military doctors were sent to investigate, and they recorded the entire event in meticulous detail. Their reports, including the famous vision at Repertum, spread like wildfire across Europe, igniting the great vampire panic of the 18th century. It was an era where fear, misunderstood diseases, and a lack of medical knowledge twisted ordinary deaths into supernatural terror. Today, science can easily explain these so-called signs of vampirism. The lack of decay, the appearance of growing hair and nails, and the blood around the mouth are all natural parts of the decomposition process, especially if the body is in an airtight coffin. But back then, in a world lit only by firelight, fear was a much more powerful force than reason. The story of Arnold Paole is a chilling reminder that sometimes the monsters we fear most aren't the ones lurking in the shadows, but the ones created by our own anxieties. History doesn't always create monsters. Sometimes fear does. Thanks for watching. If you found this piece of dark history as fascinating as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next dive into the unexplained. See you in the next video.